Some critical stakeholders have urged the National Assembly to adopt digital system for enhanced citizen participation in parliamentary activities. The stakeholders, led by the Director, African Parliamentary Advocacy and Research Group, APARG, Ambassador Chibuzo Okereke, made the call in Abuja at a news conference to mark the 2023 International Day of Parliamentarians. The conference, which was organized in collaboration with the Parliamentarians for Global Action (PGA), was to stimulate and galvanize commitment to improved service delivery.
If you have notice paper in 1 week, you're able to familiarize with items that are going to come up on different days. And then as a lawmaker, you're able to prepare on any item of interest to represent your people, properly. Also, there are issues that laws are passed without even the key clauses of them or even the entire legislation being circulated to all the members and senators as required by the standing orders and the Constitution. And digital technology is one of the ways you can easily circulate these proposed legislation so that every member can look at it clause by clause and able to, make a robust contribution in the floor. So technology is the way to go, even in terms of debate or not having the flair of the festivity around plenary engagement and all that. No, even in using technology or e-parliament, I think Aja Fatima made a valid point around the fact that citizens need to hold lawmakers account to what they vote and how they vote. And if we are saying that demand for more representation should not just be about lawmakers being agents of development or based on physical infrastructure they attracted to the people. We need to now expose citizens to policy constitutional mandates of the legislature so that they're able to see, oh, on this item, my lawmaker is in support or not. That is the only way people can, believe in the process.
In her remarks, Haja Fatima Saleh, the Secretary of Women in Politics Forum, WIPF, challenged Nigerian parliament to emulate the giant stride made by the parliament of Sierra Leone.
Talking about digitalization of the legislature, Sierra Leone is a case study. Sierra Leone, as small as Sierra Leone is, they practice the e-parliament. And Nigeria, as the giant of Africa, has not been able to even, in terms of voting, allow it to become a norm as part of their operations within the chamber. Now we don't even know who votes for what and who votes for who, So we are still far behind in terms of using technology when it comes to legislative practices. So if Sierra Leone is less than, I think, it's not up to Lagos State in terms of population and size and the demography and everything, I don't know what's stopping us from because with e-legislature or e-parliament, there will be full participation.
In his remarks, the executive director of DEAN Initiative, Mr. Michael Semiye, stressed the need to build the capacity of legislators in the country for effective adoption of e-parliamentary system.
If we're going to have a parliament system that functions for the people, one key thing is capacity. Parliament system must now begin to serve the people in the real sense of serving. The moment we win election in Nigeria, the service system tends to end. And then the next step of the service is now likely seems to be enjoyment galore. Politicians globally even though in other parts of the world there's been a lot of improvement, but in Nigeria, the context of capacity to even use technology that drives digitalization is very, very low. And we are going to continue to see these gaps if moving forward, politicians don't deliberately invest in their capacity, personal capacity building to embrace, global socialization, because the world is not particularly waiting for Nigeria and all the excuses we have not to, you can remember during the difficulty around cashless policy, the whole argument is within the capacity of the citizen to transact digitally because the empowerment, the education is not there, and that is also affecting the adoption of digital parliamentary system.
Mr. Amen Yekate, the head of Secretariat of Parliamentarians for Global Action, PGA in Nigeria, said it was open to training legislators to adopt e-parliament. He said that PGA is in 140 countries across the world, adding that it was developing the capacity of parliament and parliamentarians.
The PGA, which is headquartered in the US, is ready to work with the Nigerian Assembly, to benchmark and to carry out other legislative capacity building for legislators, in the Nigerian and West African sub-region. So we are open for training for legislators and policy makers. It's a network of legislators in over 140 countries of the world.